the community here is totally very angry. Like, was the Delta of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He went to several schools to make your academic education was at government college to Delhi. And
go gather, destroy their food. Make Ngi-Widikum and that other camp, no compensate everybody.
Generation sometimes. Today, our focus is on the side of the flag, a poet and writer, and we shall also be very interested in his point as more dancer. With too much meaning and riches to offer humankind. Known after some of these earthly adventures and more, one can still find footprints of the headlights on the pavements of our contemporary life. Good evening, you're welcome to the program Green Planet.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, young man. You're welcome.
What is your name, sir?
I'm Bamendakwe Ivo.
And you hail from what part of Cameroon?
I hail from Ngi-Widikum.
What can you tell me about the Ngi people?
The Ngi people are very dynamic, hardworking people, peace-loving. They associate easily.
What are those traditional aspects of the Ngi person that you think is of value to the heritage of Africa?
I think the Ngi people have contributed so much to the African culture with their peace-lovingness and helping one another, brotherliness, and in fact, they are also losing the battle of how do they?
Of the African culture.
They're also losing the battle of the African culture because of they call it what we call today free market and then industrialization. You see, it's cheaper to do everything today like following tradition. You see, you can easily communicate through the phone. Traditionally, we go with the drums. The Ngis used to communicate with the drums.
Okay.
But today the phone is challenging the drums. Okay. Because the phone can go further than the drums. So okay. Those are the challenges. The musical sets that have been brought to animate occasions are also challenging the drums because the musical set can play longer than somebody hitting the drums for hours.
So people claim that the Ngi tradition does not respect women. And they claim that some of the reasons why these African kingdoms are breaking apart is because women seem to be moving out of these kingdoms for Western practices. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. That is what I mean. That is the open market and the freedom. The freedom of a woman, the woman's emancipation. So
is that positive or negative?
Yeah, it's negative to the tradition because a woman in our tradition does not eat chicken, porcupine, grass cutter, snake meat, or what do you say? a lot of all those good things. Eggs, these were meant for the man.
So,
and these traditions...
So are women marginalized by not eating these things, or they had their own kind of food system that were good for them?
I think they had their own kind of food systems that were preserved for them by the men who get married to them, preserving them and making them happy.
Like what?
So much that we cannot count on this interview. But the woman is extremely very happy.
Okay, I shall be coming back to you, sir, while I move on to one of our brothers from another cherished part of...
Yeah,
good afternoon.
You're welcome. That's
Thank
why
you
I laugh before entertaining you.
For talking to people, places, and events, and to
good. You know, they say as we move, we meet at various places. We learn one or two things. I'm called Arrey Thomas. Chair Arrey Thomas. As above mentioned, one my brother said, I'm from Isu village. Isu is Fungom division, under Menchum division. Under Menchum division. What our culture demands, as others have said, is this. And it's one that is me. We others, we are equal as ones. There's many things that our culture demands. Before going into that annual dance that they call it funky, in my dialect, there's another one that you must go through it that they call it okum. Okum is where if you dance your okum, they'll give you a traditional handbag, a broom, to sweep your road, knowing that wherever you are passing through is clean. And you can't do that okum if you are not clean.
So, but why is it that we are facing an issue of African culture or your culture declining, as many people are saying?
Good. A decline on the say, okum. Why is it that okum before funky? It's because of our culture. To make to be a man, you must first go through okum before dancing your funky. And that funky is an annual dance that you show your half body naked. Wear some things that when you are moving on the street, they'll be making noise. Tra, 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 tra. That is to attract people, make people know that you are past here.
Yes.
Good. And with that okum, if you are not if you have not passed from through okum, dancing from only without passing through okum, they will not regard you as a ray is one.
So it therefore means that some people are bypassing the okum.
Okum.
And why are they bypassing it? Is it because of money?
As you have said, there are many that bypass okum without dancing okum. They just go direct to funky because they have money. And culture demands that you cannot dance funky, the annual culture dance, without passing through okum. But today, there are young guys who have money that just go and dance funky without even passing through okum. Without even passing through okum. As our tradition demands, when a meeting is held somewhere out of village, there must be a representative from funky, from okum, from the Dakso, to know that this man is up to date as the man on the village rights. Either you pass through funky, okum, into, you are a man, you are the ray is one that when you are even passing here, children will be respecting you. They know that this is a ray man. Secondly, when something happens as an occasion like the one that took place yesterday, they must always send a representative to prove to them that okum signify this, funky signify this, ncho signify this, quifo signify this. If you went through all those things, you are an array is one. So what happened yesterday that I even watched at the TV, I was there in Boya, things past that, and a swan didn't came up to present himself as an swan. That's why I just think that our culture, my culture, is dying because people now are using money to get into that culture. But when somebody come up like what happened yesterday, they couldn't show up. That is very well. That's why I'm very, very annoyed.
Good day, thank you very much for talking to people, places and events, and to the African Center for Community and Development. What is your name, sir?
I'm Prince Policy African from Bafut.
You come from Bafut?
Yes.
And you're a prince. Can you tell me about the Bafut people?
Well, the Bafut people are very common. They live all over, abroad, at home. They are very social to each and everyone. Wherever we go, we meet people and live together with them happily as all over the world, as I can say.
Okay, now what are those traditions about the Bafut people that you can tell me about?
Well, as you see,
their traditional dance groups, their institutions.
Well, we have so many traditional activities in our village. We have the annual dance which takes place every year in December. In December, when you go there, you see most of us who come from all directions, from abroad, all over, to celebrate the day with our phone. Yes. Presently, he's even here. We are now, presently, I'm waiting for him.
Okay.
Yes, in Limbe. Yes. He's at my 2 year.
Okay.
Yes.
So, if you want to encourage somebody to come to Bafut, what are you going to tell the person he's going to find in your fandom?
Well, you have so many friends. They'll bring you nearer to them to learn more and to also teach you more.
Now, yes. Why do they say tradition is dying in the Northwest?
Well, when we say tradition is dying, it's due to how some people, when they go out, they don't like to make the culture function. They neglect the culture. But with me, I cannot neglect my culture because I'm a prince of that nature, of the fandom.
So, as a prince, what are your duties?
Well, as a prince, I ought to see how people must live together. I ought to see all what I've been doing, going on in the village, so that I can also give a helping hand to bringing people together to form social types of livings, groups like that. You bring them together and then you make them live a social life and then try to make development in the village, even wherever you live.
Now, what is the role of women in the Bafut kingdom?
The role of women? Mostly, well, we don't have industry where the women could go and work. And they live in farming, mostly.
So
most of them live in farming.
People don't have the takumbang?
Well, we have takumbang.
What is the role of the takumbang?
We have takumbang of women, we have takumbang of men.
What do they do?
Wait, takumbang of men? Takumbang of men, usually they are the prince the prince, they come out and then make certain traditional rites in the country, in the village. I mean to say in the village before the annual dance take place.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Can you say something in your dialect? 30 seconds.
Well,
30 seconds.
Much activity when they some munching. Can lentela. Ote jure o kan lentin jama. Ote jure o kan lenten ndugo. Jangan chinduga. Wala akui nji dan munching nungte da aiwa bi ne burger ching bunang hala atakui.
Full laugh, oh, yeah, full laugh. I don't know you. You're full laugh, oh, don't come traditional ruler from Nfonsam village in Sancho, popularly known as Bamendakwe, where rice was planted.
Now, I want to ask you about African tradition. Many people say African tradition is phasing out. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. African tradition is going out. 1, the children don't speak the dialect. 2, traditional dances are going out. The shrines, everything, the people are trying to follow the white man culture. You know, it cannot go. Cannot go. We are going. Because of school, education, and all those things. We are losing a lot of tradition in villages.
Now, what can be done to help to salvage the situation?
To solve this situation, the elites of all the villages have to always meet to see how they have to support the chief, how to have to put the chief up. The chief depends on the elites, and if you don't have good elites who have to support you, because there are traditional areas where the village have to meet every year, and when you call the elites and they don't come, it goes to a mess. When the elites don't bring their children to the village, they womanize, and there the village is going off.
Do your elites support you in your endeavors?
Somehow it's just about 20%. My elites support me, just 20%. In my village, from some village, most of my elites are well educated, but they don't love the village. They hate the village. They don't come there on weekends. They don't build. The place has been cleared.
Thank you very much for talking to people, places, and events, and to the African Center for Community and Development.
And you just listen to a young girl who was saying that the Nigerian community here is totally very angry. Thank you very much for our
This was the Ivo country of the Niger Delta of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He went to several schools to make sure academic education was government college to Delhi. And
go gather, destroy their food. Make Ngi-Widikum. That other camp, some of them, you don't compensate everybody. But some of them,
in each generation sometimes. Today's Afro-Cricket will be in the style of J.C. Clark, a poet and writer, and we shall also be very interested in his point as more dancer. Some lines are meaningful, some are empty. With too much meaning and riches to offer humankind. Long after some of these earthly adventures and more, one can still find footprints of their dead lives on the pavements of our contemporary life.
Good evening, you're welcome to the program Green Planet.